Hello. Welcome to this stretch and recover yoga class. This will be about 30 minutes, and we are going to use some yoga props in our practice today. So some of the things that you may need here, there we go, are a yoga strap. If you do not have a yoga strap, you can also use a TheraBand if you have any of these exercise bands around your space. And if you don't have either of these, you can also use a towel. So you can go and make sure you have those things nearby. I'll be using my strap. We'll be using our blocks towards the end of the practice. If you don't have blocks, you can also use like two pillows, couch pillows, bed pillows, any kind of pillow for what we'll be using these for with our practice. And we'll also have the option of using a yoga bolster. If you do not have a yoga bolster at home, no problem. You can also use any kind of sturdy supportive pillow. So if you need to pause the video, go collect what you need. That'll make it easier as you go along. So you have all the things you need near your mat. But of course, we can make it work if you don't have those things on hand or don't have access to those right now. So you'll always find a way. What I love about yoga is truly you really don't need that much. Just because we have all these supports and props around, we can do it anyway. So let me get this camera angle a little bit better for us here. All righty. Great. So welcome to, as I said, stretch and recover here. The goal of this 30-minute practice is to just leave your body feeling better than you have been before. And we'll do this through stretching, through gentle movement, through restorative yoga poses. And I know this class came in via request for a friend of mine who's training for long distance runs for a marathon. And so she's working on some cross training and thought this might be a great complement. I'm also thinking that there are a lot of people who may be trying new workouts from home or transitioning their workouts or being nominated through push-up challenges, pull-up challenges, stuff like that that's going around the internet. So this might be a nice complement to help your body feeling good and a little fresher, a little ready for whatever's coming next. So we're going to begin on our backs, and you will want your strap nearby. So come on down onto your back. We're going to start in bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. So the feet are hips width apart. I'm going to bring the heels pretty close to the hips here. One way to do this is by holding the edge of your mat. That'll be most supportive. Scoop the tailbone under, press into the feet, and we'll lift up. So I'm using the glutes here, the inner thighs to lift the heart. Breathe in and exhale, lower down. So I'm just building some heat here in the large muscle groups before we get into stretching and restoring. If you're ready for a little more, hands pressed down, lift up. And you can stay with the holding version if that's more comfortable for you. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, lift back up. This time, if you're comfortable, start to reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. I'm still using the glutes, the inner thighs, the core, the quads. Lift through the heart. Imagine you can pull it up through your hands, and then maybe your shoulders let you bring the arms up overhead. So palms are up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. As you exhale, melt the hips down. Take the elbows out into what we call cactus. So the elbows are out directly from the shoulders, palms up. Breathe in. And out, press into the feet, scoop the tailbone, lift the hips. Inhale. Exhale, send the arms tall. Breathe in, keep pressing into the feet, sweep the arms up. And exhale, bring it all down to the mat. So we're going to take that just one more time. And if you're looking to build a little bit more heat, you can bring your feet together. That'll make the core and balance challenge a little stronger. Inhale, lift the hips. Maybe the arms follow. Stay for your exhale. Be stable. Next exhale brings the arms overhead. Inhale, keep lifting the hips and heart. Exhale, elbows out, cactus. Breathe in. Option to lower your hips or keep them lifted. Next, inhale, lift the arms high overhead. And exhale up. Breathe in. Exhale all the way down. Ooh. All right, my quads are feeling it. Take a couple of rocks of the knees side to side. All right, from here we'll be using the straps. or your TheraBand or your towel. Go ahead and loop it around, say your left foot here to start with. If you prefer having the kind of official loop tied in the D-ring, you can always set that up for yourself. I prefer just to hold the strap this way. So I'm going to keep my right foot bent, foot in contact with the mat. Flex this extended leg and draw the toes into the heart. So we're going for the hamstring stretch here. If you're not getting it, right, you take your leg higher. Most of us don't need to work too hard to get this stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out. Option to begin extending the right leg long along the mat. If this brings any discomfort here into your lower back, rebend the knee. Take the pressure out. So it'll be your version here of the stretches. I'm going to shift both straps now into my left hand, taking the right hand to my hip just to help keep grounding that down as I open into a hip adductor stretch. So I'm taking the left leg now out to the side, right? And your leg will just be where your stretch is. To get it higher towards the nose will increase your stretch sensation. Breathe in, out. One more. I'm going to swap the strap now over to my right hand, taking the left hand. I call this mitten hands, right? So I've got my thumb available. I'm going to ground that down into the hip crease. Left hip now stays down as my foot kind of comes across the center towards the right wall here. This is an IT band stretch. So now it's in the outside of the hip. And again, if you need more intensity, you lift the leg higher, nose toward or knee to nose. One round of breath in. Exhale, bring yourself back to center. One hand on either strap. Inhale, send the heel high. Draw the toes down. Relax your shoulders. Go ahead and unhook. Bend both knees. Take a couple of windshield wipers. Side to side. We'll take all those on the other side. So starting with the left foot in contact with the floor. Hook the right foot, send it high, and if you did the other leg first, as long as you're on your second side, that's what we're going for here. So starting with that hamstring stretch, pressing the heel high, drawing the toes down, all about the sensation here in the back of the right thigh. You have the option to stay as you are or to extend the left leg long. As before, if you get any discomfort in the lower back, or it's just too intense, bend your knee. You can do all of this series with a knee bend. Breathe in. Exhale, both straps over to the right hand. Left hand helps ground down the left hip as we open into the adductor stretch. We've got a few breaths here. So as we stretch today, you may find that your mind wants to wander off. I always invite you to just notice and catch yourself when that's happening. And come back to the mat. Come back to the experience, to the stretch, and to breath. Taking yourself back to center, switch hands. Left hand with the straps, right mitten hand. And dig that down into the hip crease. And start to draw the leg across center here. So breathing. For our hips, especially as we move through any of our hip stretches today, you may notice some asymmetry in your experience side to side. That's part of a natural human body experience. Over time, we build these asymmetries, or we may kind of skeletally and structurally start with them. So we always accept where we are and breathe with the sensations we've got. Coming back to center. Another 2 breaths here in your hamstring stretch. Little active pressing up of the heel. And go ahead and release. So we'll move the straps to the side now. Draw your knees to your heart. You're going to try to keep the hips here relaxed down using just your hands. Stir your knees. Small circles each direction. So the arms are doing the work. The hips are relaxed as much as possible. And we got a nice massage for the lower back here. If you'd like, you can stay with this. You can also transition to happy baby. Pull the knees a little more towards the armpits. Feet point up towards the ceiling. You can reach along your shins, your ankles, your outer edges of the feet, wherever you get to. Draw the knees down. And I like to rock side to side in happy baby here. We'll come back to center. Bring your hands behind your thighs and start to rock forward and back. As many rocks as you like. I'm going to encourage you to use this to massage the whole spine against the mat. So maybe adding a few more rocks than you normally might in a yoga class. Let's go one more time. Oh, that's it. All the way up to sit. All right. So we work through the legs. We're going to come a little more into the trunk now in our tabletop position. So find your tabletop, knees under hips, hands under shoulders here. And we'll move through cat and cow breath. So as you inhale, begin to send the heart forward, lift the tailbone. You can look forward. Exhale, look towards your belly button, chin to chest, drop the tailbone. Inhale, opening up the front of the body without collapsing down here into the low back. Exhale, draw the belly in and round. So you can go ahead and continue here with these two poses, and if other movements begin to call to you, start to incorporate those, and that could be peeking back at one hip or the other. It could be circling your neck around, moving whatever ways feel good. About 3 more breaths. We'll meet together in this neutral spine position here. And what we're going to do next, I'll just rotate so it's a little easier for you to see. If you're not familiar with thread the needle, we're going to take 3 breaths to come down into thread the needle. So on your inhale, left arm comes out to the side. As you exhale, you start to thread it behind the right wrist, peek towards that side of the room, but then inhale, use your core to lift up and twist open. So another time down, inhale, up and open. 3rd time's the charm. Exhale, come on down, thread through. We're going to lower the shoulder and cheek to the mat and take the right hand forward. This is an opportunity to use support if you need it. If coming down is a little too intense on the shoulder, the back, the neck, you got your shoulder and cheek here on your bolster, and you get nice support in the twist. We'll stay 1 more breath where you are. And then begin to lift up. It might feel really good to open up into the twist again. Return to center. Take 1 round of cat and cow breath. Inhaling, heart forward. Exhaling, rounding in. Return to neutral. Inhale, right arm out 3 times before we go down. So peeking under, rotate. Inhale, lift up and open. Exhale, peeking under. Up and open, breathe in. Exhale, here we go, all the way down into this thread the needle, shoulder and cheek down, hips square, still over the knees, and left hand can walk forward. So in this twist, we've got a great stretch for the muscles along the spine. We've got awesome massaging, detoxifying action in the abdominal organs. We've got increased blood flow to the heart and to the head, right, to those vital organs, because this is an inversion. We'll bring the hand back in. Inhale, make your way up, maybe adding that open twist. Return to center and take any movements that feel good, whether that's cat and cow or moving some other way. All right, so we did some leg stretch, some torso. We're going to work our way into the shoulders, and this is where, if you have a block or you can use your pillow, I recommend just sitting up on something to make this a little more comfortable. We'll also be using the strap here or the TheraBand or the towel. So getting yourself into a comfortable seat where you can sit tall, feel supported here in your seat without clenching in the hips. Then with your strap, your towel, your bands, I'm going to start referring this just to strap, but you guys know to use what you've got. I'm going to hold it with the palms facing down, and my hands are a bit wider than my shoulders. Got to make sure I have space behind me here. I know I'm trying to work with all new camera angles. So either way, sit tall. Inhale, we lift the strap up. So your arms may get to about where your ears are. If you're pretty mobile in your shoulders, you may start going behind that. Just pause where you get that stretch sensation in the fronts of the shoulders, in the pecs. And if you find you want to like scrunch and come forward and really resist it, you've probably gone a little too far, in which case bring the hands a little more forward and you're still getting the stretch. Breathe in. Exhale, come down. Inhale up. Exhale to stay with your stretch. Breathe in. Option, it's not an optical illusion, by the way. I'm going to take my hands a little wider on the strap, and that allows me to bring the hands down behind. If you decide that's too intense, bring them down in front, no worries. Inhale up. Pause with that sticky spot. Come forward. One more time. As you're getting more comfortable, you may inch your hands a little bit towards each other along that strap. If it's too intense, always take the hands wider. Once more. This time, near the top, pause. Not in your super extreme sticky spot, but maybe just a ½ inch forward from there. And we'll add a little more stretch. So drop the right side down, lift on the left. Oh, that's a great big stretch. You can look towards that diagonal. Breathe in. And come back to center. Start to tip the other way. Be really gentle with yourselves. I don't know if I said that yet today. I know I've been thinking it. Please be gentle, be where you need to be. A few years ago, I separated my shoulder and I had such extreme differences side to side with that, for example. So that's what reminded me to be gentle. You can set your strap aside, take a couple of shoulder circles here. That might feel good, or a nice open wide, and then hug around, reach around as far as you can get. Inhale, lift the elbows. And exhale, round down. So nice release. Inhale it up. Switch which arm is on top. Snuggle all the way around. Give yourself a tight, tight hug. Lift the elbows. And exhale, round. Inhaling up. Down. Whew. That's a big one for me. All right, we'll set the seat padding aside here. We're going to come into puppy dog pose, Anahata Asana. Starting from tabletop position, the hips stay over the knees, so the hands begin to walk forward. From here, I'm going to start to bow, forehead reaching towards the mat. There are a couple supported ways to do this stretch if it feels too intense, either on your shoulders or your neck. One is to use the block or the book that you may have available, or your pillow to support your forehead. You can set that on different settings if you need more support, more height. And if you decide overall this isn't for you, you can return to cat and cow and do a few more breaths there. If you're in this Anahata Asana puppy dog and it's feeling pretty juicy, pretty good, you want to go deeper, you might begin to look forward, start to lower the heart and chin towards the mat. Keep a little bit of lift in the low belly, so it's not just all pressing and compressing into the lower back. Stay one more breath, longer if you need it. And start to walk the hands in. From here, take a moment to reset in your tabletop and then take the hands about a handspan farther ahead. We're going to head to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. The idea in this down dog is to pedal out your legs and to just give the ankles and the calves some love. So maybe that's some ankle circles. Maybe you linger, get that quad stretch. Maybe it's a little shifting forward, a lifting, shifting back. Take it to the other side. And then take your feet for a very slow walk towards your hands. At some point, the hands will begin to peel up away from the mat. For most of us, that's fine. I'll just turn to face you. Feet hips width apart here, knees bent slightly, and then drape over the legs. Take your favorite ragdoll arms. Add some sways side to side. Just checking in with those hamstrings, decompressing the spine. Showing you from the side, my knees remain bent. Imagine lifting the sitting bones towards the sky, and then if weight is all sunk into the heels here, bringing it forward towards the toes to get a truer stretch in the muscle bellies. Breathe in. and out. Hands walk to your shins or to your thighs for a flat back inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands down, just taking your feet for a walk back along the mat to find that down dog. Breathing in here. Breathing out. From here, we'll move into pigeon pose, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. That's my favorite pose to say in Sanskrit. It's quite a mouthful, but it's the best. I'll recommend having padding nearby. So I know already that I'm going to want my bolster nearby for this pose. So from down dog, it's kind of the most traditional entrance to the pigeon pose. You lift the right leg up and back. And then as you exhale, you take the knee forward and lands behind the wrist. So my knee, my wrist, and my right hip are pretty much in a vertical line. So some people, as they sink into this pigeon pose here, keeping the front foot flexed and the back leg extended, their hips will come down pretty evenly to the mat. I'm not quite one of those people. So I'm going to slide this bolster lengthwise across the mat, just lifting here so you can see the placement. And then as I bring the hips onto it, I can kind of get more of a square sensation here and supported sensation in the hips. So the front shin is in front, back leg extended behind. From here, hands can be supporting you. If you're getting enough stretch in the outer thigh, stay. Otherwise, you can come to forearms. I like to have my head supported on something so a block can come in handy here or another pillow. Some people may be lowering down deeper. You can also slide a block here under the sternum and lower forehead to either stacked hands or to the mat. We're going to have a nice long stay here in pigeon pose. So allow yourself to be comfortable and to be held in the position by gravity and by your props. So if you find you're really working to hold yourself up, say in your shoulders or your hands, there may be a way where you can just ease up on that work that you're doing. Let yourself melt down. I should also mention, if you need a supine version of pigeon pose, you can always take this position on your back, which I'll demonstrate in a moment. If you're in the traditional pigeon, you can stay for a few more breaths. But if you need the supine version, you come onto your back, cross your ankle over the thigh, and draw that knee in, and you get a great outer hip stretch in this position as well. All right. So if you're making your way down onto your back, be there, stay with that stretch for a few breaths. If you're in your traditional pigeon or sleeping pigeon, it's sometimes called, begin to come on up, rising gently. And then your choice is you swap sides. I like to step back to down dog. Sometimes a three-legged dog here feels really nice. I'll set my bolster up here for the other side. So if your pillow is just in the center of the mat, you can keep it as it was. I moved mine to demonstrate the supine version. From down dog, inhale, left leg up and back, and come on forward. So forming again the kind of vertical line from the wrist, the knee, and the hip. If your knee is way out of line, just put some extra kind of crunch into that hip joint, and is less of a stretch for the muscle bellies. Again, starts to kind of pull on tendons, connective tissues. We're not trying to stretch those. We need those nice and elastic. When you're ready, you can extend the back leg and really use the props under you. You can build this up, by the way, if you're getting into or onto your pillows and you're, whoa, this is deeper than I can really handle. Add more pillows, add more height. Blankets and rolled up towels can also form really good bolsters and support. I told you, you don't need much to do yoga. It's just things you might have around your house already. So as you come into your Ekapada Kapotasana, on your second side, find your favorite version. I love having the block under my sternum for the support. It's my favorite way to do this pose. I invite you to explore and find your favorite way to do the pose. And that might change day to day as well. Our bodies react to stress. Probably are experiencing this without my telling you that. Our bodies hold stress, kind of tucked away down deep. And so with deep stretches, such as pigeon, and with prolonged holds here, we allow the body to melt in and be safe and process the tension and then release it. So with each exhale, let some of that tension go, let some of that stress go. If you're sore and working out, using this to recover the muscles, let that lactic acid go. This is all about self-love and self-care. We've got a few more breaths. I invite you to go a little deeper, hold on to less here as the earth and your props hold and support you instead. You may need more time in your pigeon pose or your supine pigeon, in which case please stay as long as you need. What's fun about a YouTube video is you can always pause it where you need to. Have the time and the experience that you need. When you're ready, rise up. If you're on your back, you can stay on your back. We'll meet you there shortly. If you'd like to explore that three-legged dog, to come out of your pigeon, take that. You can stay in down dog to stretch. Slide those pillows out of the way. Breathe in and out. Start to come down to your knees and shift around. So we'll come down onto our backs now for an inner hip stretch, an adductor stretch. And I do like to have my blocks available for this. It's Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined goddess pose or reclined butterfly. And I'll walk you through it. So if you don't have blocks or large books nearby and you have 2 pillows, that works just as well. If you have a blanket nearby, you can also use that to make this a little more restorative and juicy. So I'm going to come down onto my back. I'm going to set the legs up into a butterfly position. So the feet are together and the knees are open. The closer the feet are to you, the more intense this can get. If you get any discomfort in the lower back, right down in the sacroiliac area, you can let the feet slide farther away from you. That turns into a tongue twister. Anyway, some people will really open their knees, just relax right down. I am not one of those people, and that's why I use my blocks. Placing the block under the knee or under the thigh to support the hips here allows the stretch to, again, be safer, more comfortable, and it sends these subtle signals throughout the body that you are safe, held, and supported, and that it's okay to stretch. And that's what this is about. So as you get yourself set up, we've got gravity just opening the front body. Hands may rest by your sides or on your hips. And take a moment to nudge your shoulder blades just a little down and back, away from the ears. Allows the heart area to open. And also, if you notice your chin really pushing up high and you've got a great big lift here in the neck, we're going to lengthen the back of the neck by just tucking the chin slightly. And so we'll be here for 5 to 8 breaths. If you'd like to make this more restorative and have a blanket nearby, You can place the blanket here across the hips and just that extra padding and grounding. And it reinforces those safe and comfortable feelings for your body. With each exhale, soften, allow the body to become a little heavier. You notice you're holding tension here in your jaw, corners of your eyes, your neck. Allow that to release. If you are perfectly comfortable and relaxed, please stay as you are and rest here for your Shavasana. If you'd like to shift into a Shavasana that's slightly more traditional, it's still supportive by props, you can begin to adjust. You've got the blocks or support from your knees. I'm just going to slide them together underneath my knees so that then when I extend the legs here, my knees are raised up on the blocks. You can also use your bolster or pillows for this, or a rolled up blanket or towel. I'm going to keep the blanket on my torso, but just open it up a setting or two here. The warmth helps the body to relax, right? Tucking in at night is just so nice. So we're going to allow ourselves to do that here. Make any adjustments like tucking the tailbone under, nudging the shoulder blades again down the back, allowing yourself to be as comfortable as possible here for Shavasana. All of the stretching, movement, and restorative poses today become integrated in the body. Neurologically, we gain the benefits of all of those poses during Shavasana. Allow the body here to rest, the brain to rest, and the breath to just come and go freely. If you catch your mind wandering away, gently come back. Follow your breath. Be here. If you would like to stay any amount longer, whether that's 1 minute or 10 minutes, or this turns into a nap, please stay. You're ready to begin moving. Start by deepening your breath, feeling the rise and fall of the abdomen. Wiggle the fingers and toes gently and rock your head side to side. Rolling to your favorite side. Cradle your head in your arm in your fetal position. Slowly come to a comfortable seated position. I'm going to just slide a block here underneath my hips. Let yourself rest in this Sukhasana, easy seat. Take a moment to scan through your body and observe any physical sensations, any differences between now and when we began this practice. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale to let it go. Once more. We'll float the hands to heart center. With gratitude, with self-love, and appreciation for all that you're capable of doing, we end by saying namaste, all the goodness in me. Salutes and honors, all the goodness in you. Namaste. Thank you for sharing this stretch and renew practice with me. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you have any requests, please leave them in the comments as well. I'm really enjoying filming these classes for you all and sharing them with you. If you're enjoying them also, I'd happily accept any donations through Venmo at ArielleRoseYogaOT. I'll put that info in the comments as well. And if you are enjoying these videos and you're not able to make a donation at this time, no worries at all. You can show your support by liking the video, giving me a thumbs up, by subscribing to my channel, and sharing this with any friends, family, or coworkers you think that would enjoy it. So thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and stay tuned for more classes coming soon. Take care and be well, everybody. Bye.